what's good, y'all? We back with another one now. Today we got this toxic couple who I have reacted to. I ain't gonna say they toxic. How about this? All right, so we got another one that the snapper sent to me. They wanted me to react to this couple again. Hey, I guess it's an update on what they got going on. So yeah, let's go ahead and check this out. So this is how the heteronormative roles can cause some issues in some gay relationships. This has been a hot topic in the community a lot lately of people arguing heteronormative relationships in gay community, if it's wrong or right, if we should take certain parts of their kinds of lifestyles and relationship ways, or should we just adopt our whole new own blueprint, or should we just be a free-for-all game? Like, it's been a big debate in the community, so hey, let's check this out.
And Drake paid for that, and I was like, oh my god, like I was so smitten by him because Drake is a great dater. Anybody that dates him, any of that stuff, like you're gonna be like smitten by the way that he dates because he really does like court you. But don't use that to minimize who I am as a person. Say that for a while.
I don't think I've ever minimized your accomplishments, but you do have leechy type of tendencies because you try to date heteronormally.
Okay, so first, I just want to point out, are they still a couple or not? Because he said if he takes you out on a date, you will enjoy it, as if like they're not a couple anymore. So, or was he talking about just in general? I just had to say that real quick.
Heteronormatively,
when we're both men at the end of the day, okay?
Yeah, but you always talk about how you want somebody that is a little more feminine. You want somebody that is like this, more domestic and all of this stuff.
So if you're saying that and you're trying to portray that, you are being a leech, technically. So you can't sit here and say, oh, you can't, I have this, and I'm not a leech, but...
I didn't say I have anything. I said don't minimize my accomplishments because I worked really hard to get to where I am.
That's the same, but that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Women who are, you're trying to portray like this...
I'm not a woman.
Exactly, but you want the heteronormative relationship as a woman.
Who said that?
You said that.
When did I say that?
You said you want your man taking care of like the bills.
I do.
That's what I'm saying.
But you also said that you like being a provider.
You gonna let me finish? I'll let you.
I'm sorry.
If you gonna let me provide, you have to be submissive in a way. You have to be lesser than, right? Yes.
I will never be lesser than anybody in a relationship. I will submit.
But you were.
If the person is worth submitting to.
You were leeching. You were being less than you are capable of in a relationship based off of your dating standards. So you put yourself in that position to feel like that.
Okay, so that's a mouthful, but all right, first. No, just because you may believe in heteronormative relationship styles does not mean that you're looking down at the bottom. Like, I don't feel like a dude is less than. He has to take a submissive role, a more submissive role than me, but that doesn't mean that I look at him as less, or that makes him less than. That makes him better for me than a nigga who is trying to talk back and all that. Also, another thing I noticed, every time that they be talking, or the last time that I did the reaction on them, they was also doing that, let me finish first thing. I've noticed that in a lot of gay relationships, especially with men, because we both got strong minds, really. We try to get our points across, and that causes friction as well. And as a couple, you got to learn how to grow in that to where y'all give each other both the same respect, and if someone isn't, then that's something that's a red flag you gotta address, because you can't be getting talked over, and you can't just be letting somebody run over you either, you know what I'm saying? Or you can't be talking over somebody either, you know what I'm saying? But you can't be letting somebody run all over you. So, just wanted to point that out. I do believe in heteronormativity ways, but we are two men, so we have to, make this fit us, you know what I'm saying? There's not a one size fit all for no relationship, no way, even in heterosexual relationships between a man and a woman. So everyone's relationship is going to be different based on you too. That's what everybody needs to get through their head. It's going to be about you and this person. If y'all decide, hey, I like to be dominant, and then the other one says I like to be submissive, and they like for you to be seeing them as less than because they want to be taken care of and everything, well, then that's up for them, and that's their decision, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they do need to know that if you're going to assume that role, you do need to be submissive and some other shit. A lot of guys try to assume a submissive role or a bottom role or that kind of role, like I said, and then they try to still have this pride, ego, manhood thing that they're trying to obtain. Check this out. Once you done gave up cakes and you done been subservient or sub to a dude and you've been a bottom or something in a relationship, you have given up your manhood, period. Like, you're still a man. I'm going to treat you like a man, respect you as a man, but all this trying to be macho, trying to hold on to shit, like, that's a personal issue. And honestly, I look at it like you shouldn't even be giving your shit up if that's how you're going to feel. If you're going to give it up, know that it comes along with, like, hey, I'm assuming a certain role. No, it doesn't make you a woman, but we do need balance. So you need to have ways that a woman has, but I feel like the top should have ways that a woman has. I feel like in a straight relationship, both people need to be dominant and submissive, but more so dominant on the man's side, more so submissive on the woman's side. When it comes to us, I feel like it's just the same thing. The only difference is we're both men, so we need to level out that respect a little bit. But you as the bottom, you're definitely going to be a little more submissive, and that's okay. And that makes the relationship work. Y'all need to realize that that's a superpower. It's not a negative thing. It's a good thing. Because if the same dude that you with, and he's masculine and everything, he's dominant. If he was to meet a nigga that was just like finer than you, badder than you, better, body, got more money, like better personality, he might even get along with them more. But guess what? If he can't, well, I won't say get along with them more because you won't be able to get along with them more. That's my point. If the nigga won't submit, if the nigga's gonna be dominant and y'all, they're gonna be arguing and fighting all the time, and it's gonna be toxic, who's better for him to be with? The submissive one or the other dominant one that's just fine as hell and got the full package? If the shit's gonna end anyway, what's the point? The more valuable thing is the person who levels you out, not the person who's just like you. I just had to say that, all right? But let me continue.
Well, why would you keep doing stuff in our relationship if you felt like that?
Why wouldn't you reciprocate the energy? Why do you want to be the bad bitch or the one who's being taken care of, but then sit up here and, claim about all the stuff you got? But you want to live.
I didn't say about me. I had never talked about anything I had.
All your accomplishments when it comes to education, when it comes to
work ethic, career. I've worked very hard, so don't minimize that.
You minimize this yourself because what you're trying to portray to me is more masculine energy, and you say you don't like doing that in a relationship.
That's not masculine energy. I can still have my own stuff.
Yeah, but in reference to their need, you wanted to be the one taken care of, so you are lessening yourself by your standard in a relationship.
You're the one that said that you enjoy being a provider. You said you like that. I've seen it in multiple. I've seen in Dre's phone where he's sending people.
Okay, so wait. What I think I'm getting that's going on here is the one in the blue said that he want to be the sub. He want to be the bottom, but he want to be taken care of and shit and spoiled like a princess. But then he also wants to boast about his accomplishments and his jobs and shit that he's done, because I guess he starts feeling like a punk because the top start making him feel like he lower or lesser than, and then he gotta like, I ain't like this ain't that. I got my own. I could do my own thing and all this other shit. You don't just run me, and it's like that's what makes this whole like thing. I think that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's what it seemed like, and so the top dude in the white is trying to say, you wanted to be taken care of and be submissive and shit, but then you want to talk about that's, like you don't want to be submissive. So it's like, which one do you want to do? Because you can't try to be just as hard as me and not submit to me, but then you want to, be taken care of and shit. Because if not, then you are a leech. Okay, if that's what he's saying, I feel him on that. But if he's saying that you want to just be taken care of, period, makes you a leech, I don't agree with that. I feel like everybody got to do, this is the bottoms and girls is the only ones that I'm gonna say get to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you a top coming through talking about I want a nigga to be taking care of me and shit. Now sometimes that happens for us, but if you're wanting that shit, that make you a buster. That make you a lame, a bum, beta male, straight up. Like that's my opinion, and that's what the definition of that really is, to be for real. So I think that's what's going on, and I'm gonna say Well, let's finish real quick and then I'm gonna wrap it up, give my full commentary.
People 20 and 30 and 100 and $200, people that he doesn't even know, because they're asking for like, oh, can you send me gas and all this stuff? If I'm seeing shit like that in your phone, hell yeah, I'm about to ask you for money for stuff, and I'm thinking that you're gonna pay for all the dates. If you can pay for shit for bitches outside of our relationship, then yeah, I'm gonna think like, oh shit, well if he can hand them money and stuff, then of course he would be doing it for me. Why wouldn't I think like that?
Okay. Huh, interesting. Yeah, I might have to know a little more on that. Because yeah, it sounds interesting. Sounds like some shit that people go through often. So, I think that they make a good couple. They look good together, and hopefully, they still together. So it's been a minute that they've been rocking together. So hopefully this work out. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully they get this shit figured out. Cause yeah, it ain't easy navigating our kind of relationships. Period. But I'm gonna say, hey boy, homie, if you in the blue is trying to be like, if you want to be taken care of and you want to just have you a little hobby job to where you can just do what you want to do and all that, you need to let your boy know what your criteria is on what you want to be submissive at. What level of submission are you willing to be at? And what kind of dominance is he trying to have over you? Because is he trying to tell you what to do? Is he just like, when y'all get into arguments, you start feeling like a punk because he talking to you a certain way? I'm telling you, if he's just talking to you a certain way, it could be just his personality. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't matter if you was his bottom or his top or whatever. Like, I think a lot of times guys forget that even though this dude is gay, he's like with you and everything, he's still a man, and men can be mean sometimes. So just him being like that doesn't mean that he's like bossing you down or something. My nigga be trying to do the shit too, but I look at it, it's about your perception. It's like, okay, sometimes it's their love language, them trying to run shit. Because some dudes, if they don't try to do a lot of shit for you or take over or be, like very helpful or involved or lead, they don't really like you like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just their love language. And you got to be able to tell the difference between this nigga trying to control me and belittle me, or this is just who he is. And I'm with a man, and I got to realize that, yes, women were naturally made for men because women are naturally born with certain qualities where they're supposed to be, like empathy, compassion, softness, and shit. That's supposed to automatically match with a man. You got to realize, even as a bottom dude or a verse, you're still a fucking man too. So you're gonna be with a man and be wanting this nigga to be soft and shit, but you got to realize, like, if you're wanting a more dominant man, he may not be that soft and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something that you got to understand that goes along with the personalities that you're looking at. The traits that come along with the masculine dude that you're attracted to. He may not be super, soft and talk to you all cool all the time and be all extra respectful. He might treat you like his little bitch sometime because you are in his eyes in certain ways, and there's nothing wrong with that. He prefers that because if you were his equal, he would be turned off. That's what a lot of y'all don't get. It's actually good for you to be looked at in the way that you're trying to be, you're trying to be offended by. Like, it's really your best ace in the hole, for real. So, bottoms and verse dudes and just more submissive guys, be proud of your submission, because y'all the reason why this shit gonna work. Because two masculine ass niggas that's headstrong is not finna work out, bro. I'm trying to tell you, okay? Now, as far as homie in the white, if you are like being extra domineering, tone it down a bit, because you do got to realize that he's still a man and he will receive you differently than as like a woman would. And if you're bisexual and you're used to dealing with women, then you will understand like what I'm trying to say. Like, a man comprehends shit different. There's a certain shit's the same, but certain men comprehend shit different, and you got to take your time and be patient to be able to explain some shit in a softer way. You can't always be extra, because it'll make them feel so small that that's when they get to doing the whole, oh, I lost myself with you. I don't know who I am anymore. I've given my all into this. I've sacrificed so much. And their masculinity is one of the ones that they're fucking talking about, because they feel like they have to like submit to you too much, and it's not in a man's nature to submit so much. So turn it into where he understands that it's a good thing and not a submit thing. The word submit bothers niggas, period. You know what I'm saying? So try not to use that word. That's something I had to learn, and just make it to where they understand that they are the prize because of the fact that they are doing this submitting for you. You feel me? Because if they wasn't, you wouldn't want to have nothing to do with them. Okay? Yeah. That's all I really got to say on that one. Let me know what y'all think. Hit them comments up, like this video. And if y'all got any advice for them, hey, hit them in the comments. You feel me? And yeah, I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.
No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say.